reminding myself, this is day one of QuakeCon. All the bad stuff happens on day one. After that, maybe more bad stuff.
Yeah,
but
it could be smooth. It could be smooth from here on out. Once we get connected to a server, we'll get a King of the Hill tournament running. We'll run that for a couple of hours. You know?
And if we're still streaming around 2 a.m., then we might take the camera around and show you some of the truly strange sights that you see here at QuakeCon in the wee hours of the morning. It turns into a different world.
Well, and the fun part is that we actually have tons of video footage. We haven't been able to do anything online streaming, but what we have been doing is going around getting a bunch of basically VOD footage that we're going to try to release as soon as possible.
And the keynote was awesome. The press release was awesome. You'll be seeing that before too long.
I missed the keynote.
Really?
I missed the keynote.
You were seating the.
I was taking part in the seating of the Masters tournaments.
I was really looking forward to this one because usually, you know what they're going to be announcing, you know what they're going to be talking about, and this was like, they just got purchased by ZeniMax. Well, they didn't get purchased; they entered into an agreement with ZeniMax, into a partnership. And there's all these variables that we really haven't gotten any official word from. So Carmack getting up there was going to be the first time we were going to hear what's bouncing around in his head and what the hell is going on. And so it was actually pretty reassuring. What
kind of things for obviously people that we're not going to be able to see or hear it until we get our VOD rendered. Maybe a taste of some of the things that were talked about.
Well, actually, you have to realize that this is not the early 90s, and the simple fact is you're not going to see a group of 15 guys producing the equivalent of what Doom was back in 1993.
Right.
The production levels are just that much higher. The time it takes is that much more. You have publishers now. You have an actual industry now. So the quandary that id faced as an independent developer, and we all loved it for being an independent developer, is that once you start dealing with these publishing firms like Activision or EA, they're essentially competing with themselves because they're shelling out all this money to market their product, which is an outside developer, as opposed to someone in-house. If it's someone in-house, they're like, well, the money's going to our pockets, and it's going towards a license that's ours anyway, so we just benefit from it.
Let me pause you there. So what's the word on server connectivity?
They know that there's a problem, they're working on it.
All right.
Because apparently, I guess it's gone forever.
Everyone fucking hell. All right. Okay.
There's pizza.
Wow.
Okay, and hey, there's food.
There is pizza, so if you see us grabbing a slice, don't mind me. But as I was saying, so if EA gives money out to its software for marketing and publishing their title, they're giving out a whole lot of money to promote a company that may or may not choose EA to publish their next title. So they could be shooting themselves in the foot, and that's something they really don't want to get themselves into. And John has expressed several times that he's not a business guy. He doesn't like dealing with the board meetings and having to discuss all the numbers and monies and things. So just by having all these resources, both monetarily and physically, he can have people go to the board meetings for him now. He doesn't have to worry about it. If he wants to,
he just focuses on the code.
If he wants to keep doing the engine renderer and the systems management, he can keep doing that. So actually, this is the happiest I've seen him. He was just all smiles this year, and elicited a lot of laughs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, quite frankly, I want him happy because I know that I know that he wants to do at least IdTech 6.
Oh yeah.
Well,
actually, he did mention that after IdTech 5, and this is another IdTech 5. The Rage Engine is another ground up from scratch kind of engine, just like Doom 3 was. And he's saying that after this, we're probably not going to be reiterating the same sub levels and subsystems that we're going to do it in. It's probably going to be an evolutionary step from IdTech 5.
Right, which he's kind of hinted at.
Yeah.
Did he talk more about voxels and?
He didn't actually say voxels itself, but he said if he wanted to do some experimental rendering techniques, he can do more of that kind of stuff now. He did mention a little bit about, what you hear him talking about, geometry virtualization, and so whether that is going to involve voxels in some way, quite possible.
Okay.
But it's going to be something amazing. And actually, he did mention that, you talk about virtualization of textures and you go ooh and ah at the technology. But when you actually start seeing it working at, 60 hertz, 60 frames a second on the screen, and you're controlling it, and you're getting like no lag from the game, input-wise, because it's
Right.
mid-game, and John's awesome like that. And you see unique texturing everywhere. It's not something big and obvious like the unified lighting in Doom 3,
Right.
but something up there notices it, and it just draws you right into the game world. And I'm
Nice.
sure we're going to be seeing the Rage demo tomorrow, and you're going to be seeing it from us, of course, but eventually. But it's going to be big. And he did say, I hope it doesn't crash, but I don't think it will. He's not Bill Gates.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm okay with missing the press conference is that I know that Brink and Rage have their own separate demos.
Yeah.
That I missed out on the trailer, the new trailer from Rage.
All you missed was the trailer.
But it's still a trailer.
It's a nice trailer. It's a sexy trailer.
I'm the kind of guy that will take any trailer that id releases and play it back frame by frame just to take a look at every single inch of what they've produced.
Yeah.
Because I look at all their engines, not only from a gamer standpoint, but then also, I think you've got a little tug there, yeah, little phone love. But no, I also look at it from the standpoint of, I did mod quite a bit for Doom 3.
Yeah.
I was part of the Doom 3 Can Do It Too on Doom 3 World. I don't know if you know what that is.
I was part of that forum for a little while, especially with all the water shaders. That was an interesting discussion. A lot of those demo maps with all the different kinds of water shaders, that was pretty rockin'.
Yeah.
It did chug a bit on my system. I think that was just due to a lot of the alpha levels on the textures.
Right, and of course, we probably shouldn't talk about the alpha at all, because that'll make id very mad. So, ixnay on the alpha way. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it is. So, anyway, but after Doom 3 proper had been released, there was this great project called Doom 3 Can Do It Too, and it was just a community-organized thing, and I actually was the guy by the name of Rich's Board came up with the idea of it, basically to make a cityscape using Doom 3 to show off that Doom 3 can indeed do outdoor, like brightly lit outdoor. We chose something very similar to Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
And then I was the guy that came around and put everything together. So like I had people sending me their buildings,
individual BSPs,
and then I put everything together, like did the roads and did all that. And sometimes I retextured things because people would, they would finish their geometry but wouldn't texture their stuff. So I kind of go through and make it look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
And then like my contribution, like I added things like if you remember, Doom 3 only had one footstep sound. I added wood, gravel,
and the gravel,
and metal. And then
some of the heat waves.
We added the PDA could play Winamp.
That's
Winamp
right.
playlist.
And you had the day and night cycle that you can control.
And then I did the day night cycle.
Well, the whole point of this is that when Doom 3 first came out, for a lot of you who remember, it was said, that's nice, but the engine's only good if you're dealing with small environments,
Right.
Small enclosed environments, because the lighting engine can't handle something of that scale.
And we proved him wrong.
Yeah, it was pretty much bullshit.
Right, and of course, the biggest sort of call out to the it can only do dark corridors is Enemy Territory Quake Wars.
There you go, exactly.
I mean that game did not get enough acclaim because yes, it had its problems. What engine doesn't? What game doesn't? And it was Splash Damage's first commercial endeavor. But if you take a look at that game, it's large, outdoor. The maps are enormous.
The balance is impeccable.
Yeah, that honestly, I have yet to play even a symmetrical team-based game
where the balance is just
where it's
on.
So good.
Yeah. And I don't buy games. Period. I just don't buy games. But I bought ETQW the first day it came out. Now my system, not quite as up to date as it should be. That's mostly just been a finance thing. But so I haven't been playing it as much as I would like to. But why did that die? It's not dead yet. Obviously, people are still playing it. But why didn't it take off as the multiplayer franchise
Quake
as
Wars?
it should have? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would say that they released the beta. Well, actually, the alpha too soon. If you remember, there was like an alpha release, the beta release, and then the demo.
Like last year.
And in the alpha release, it really was an alpha, but people didn't understand that it was an alpha, and so people were looking at